You know, social media is the word that was mentioned just now by you, Sharda, and I want to take that to you, Kirti Azad. When you were playing India-Pakistan cricket and you had a remarkable innings against the Pakistanis, I remember here in Delhi in the 1980s, there was no social media. Now look at what happens. You don't perform. Mohammad Shami had a bad match in 2021 against the Pakistanis. He was attacked. Even his religious identity was attacked, and many believed many of the tweets had come in from Pakistan to try and spread mischief. Now this is how social media works. So is there that extra pressure that comes because you are no longer in a bubble in your dressing room? You're constantly getting these echo sounds from social media.
That's the unfortunate part. Because a player tries to do his best, you want to go ahead. I think there was a catch dropped by Arshdeep in one game against the Pakistanis, and the entire social media went against him. So, you know, this is the unfortunate part. You know, the unfortunate thing in the subcontinent is that, and especially in India, that we have the winning spirit, we don't have the sportsman spirit. If somebody plays better than you and wins, then you should appreciate it. But unfortunately, if something wrong goes somewhere, just even 1% of it, the social media goes all out against you. And that's the worst part. I mean, that makes you makes a demon out of you, as if you're a big demon and you are the Ravana and you should be straight away hanged. So it's unfortunate that you have a kind of a social media which is unfortunately trying to put pressure on the players.
You know, there is, of course, the Pakistan side. And Javed, I want to come to you by playing first a soundbite of the Pakistan Cricket Board chairperson before the team left, Parvez Ashraf. Listen in to what he said, and I want you then to respond in a moment, Javed. Just let's listen in to what Parvez Ashraf said.
मैं खाली पाकिस्तान की हिस्ट्री में इतने पैसे कभी नहीं मिले जितने मैंने उनको दिए, क्योंकि मेरा मकसद एक ही था कि हमारे जितने प्लेयर्स हैं ये मोराल इनका अप होना चाहिए जब ये किसी दुश्मन मुल्क में या किसी जगह भी खेलने जाएं जहाँ कंपटीशन हो रहा है.
You know, जब वो किसी दुश्मन मुल्क में खेलने जाए, enemy country, is this how Pakistanis see this battle now? That we have to, in a way, fight a jung. And, you know, this is not just now. Imran Khan, the famous Imran Khan, the great Imran Khan also once was quoted as suggesting that when he played India, it was almost like a jihad for Kashmir. Is there that factor or not? And are such words unfortunate, jihad, jung, that are used during such matches?
These are extremely unfortunate words. You have no idea what the backlash was against the comments made by Zaka Ashraf Saab. He was embarrassed. I think he had a bad moment and he was gracious enough to come forward and apologize for his comments. That is not the spirit, and there was tremendous, outcry about this. I think the other thing, Rajdeep, which is very important also to understand is that, there is tremendous legacy respect of generations of cricketers who played with each other, who still remain friends. People like Sunil Gavaskar Saab is revered in Pakistan. 1992 World Cup, he was very supportive of Pakistan. People haven't forgotten. And the cricketing fraternity is like a brotherhood. So, Wasim Akrams, Ramiz Rajas all speak very highly of their Indian counterparts. That filters through down to these players. So, you do have, unfortunate people who angry people who want to see other things. But, the players, the genuine cricket lovers, there's a lot of goodwill for this. And people don't see this. People think this is very unfortunate discussion. And it's really a minority. I will say that again and again. The respect the players enjoy for each other, tremendous.
So you're saying there's a small minority which can, of course, hijack the agenda. But Shishir, is Javed being a bit of a romantic like all of us are? We romance this game. We want this game to be a pure sport. But because, as Sharda put it a little while ago, politicians take over. The politicians expect you to win. They invest a lot in cricketers because they can't resolve India-Pakistan issues diplomatically. They put the pressure on the players.
Well, I think to be asking cricketers to double up for politicians would be asking for too much. Because at the end of the day, it's a game of cricket. And if they want to segregate politics and cricket, it would have been nice to see the greatest captain of Pakistan coming here to watch this big game, Imran Khan, where he is somewhere in prison at the moment. And that would have been a clear indicative that they're able to segregate politics and this great game of cricket. And I'm happy that there are people like Javed, may that tribe increase, because if the game has to be restored, for whatever it's worth, we need more of his ilk in the game of cricket.
But Sharda, that's easy. I come back to it. Easier said than done. We are cricket romantics. We want the sport to triumph. But we've seen what's happened in the past. If a Pakistani team loses to India, the players will be abused, they'll be attacked, and vice versa. Kirti Azad just mentioned Arshdeep dropping a catch, and social media just jumped on him. You get a sense that somewhere the players, as I said, are finding themselves in tangles they don't want to be. The Indian team won't travel to Pakistan at the moment, citing security reasons. The Pakistanis got their visas late. There is this problem outside beyond the boundary that we can't ignore.
Absolutely not. But we are cricket romantics for sure. But I must point out something. Numbers also tell a story. When Pakistan and Sri Lanka played that game, and Pakistan's chase started getting tight at the end, and it was getting tense. There were 1 crore connections on Hotstar. That's 10 million families in India were watching this on Hotstar streaming. Only Hotstar streaming. We don't know about everything else. That could be 5 people. 4 people watching, so that's 40-50 million people watching that match, which did not feature India. So when you're thinking about that, you have to say that there is an audience that's looking for this, that wants to see a good cricket match. And another thing to point out is that the fact that the Indian cricket team cannot go to Pakistan has nothing to do with the cricketers. It's the government's decision. The fact that the Pakistani cricket team didn't get visas in time has nothing to do with cricket or the BCCI. It has to do at a much higher level. It's being done deliberately. So, the Pakistani team has been treated shoddily by the Indian establishment. Whatever the BCCI says, to me, it looks like this India-Pakistan seems to be the only match they're invested in. And I keep saying this, that, people in the highest reaches of power, both in cricket and outside cricket in the country, they love Indo-Pak cricket, but they don't want to have Pakistanis featuring in it. It's been a nonsense kind of a reaction. And you cannot blame cricketers for it. The cricketers will find it absurd because they are competitive. Actually, they want to play the Pakistanis. I call India-Pakistan cricket a reassurance-building measure between fans. This is us. This is us. It's great that they could come here and meet people and see people after 7 years. Whatever the politics is, it is. Why cannot India and Pakistan play bilateral? Play ICC Test Championship because it's an ICC event. Go and play it in a neutral venue. You need that kind of confidence to come from the board itself. But the board at the moment is sort of owned by a larger political interest. It's a very different cricket board to what it was in 2011, and certainly not like what it was in '96, where 3 countries hosted the World Cup. So the politics of the country has really put enormous pressure on the cricketers and the fans, and it's completely unfair. And social media has just amplified and exacerbated it. It's terrible.